So this might seem a little bit weird, but today's video is I'm inspired by my own creation, but it's going to be really different from the last one. So yeah, to understand it, just keep watching. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AKAAWOL, and today we're doing something really kind of different. Normally we do my takes on patterns like this, stuff that I get off the internet. But this time we're going to do a my take on this pattern, which was my take on this one, right? So I changed that up completely, went crazy with it. And now I am going to copy my own pattern and bring it over into here. And looks like I got to shrink it down a little bit. Normally I have to turn them 90 degrees. I got to do a whole bunch of stuff. Instead now I have to actually make it smaller so I can fit it over on the side. That seems kind of doable. Is that doable? No, still needs to be smaller. Darn it. All right. There we go. All right. And I'm going to be starting down here at the middle. I'm going to be able to set this in. Wow, that's really close to the edge, but okay, fine. Layer, we anchor the layer, and now we can zoom in. So we're going to go with the fact that this is a double wide, and it's a single stranded one versus this was a double stranded. So there's going to be a lot of changes going on. So let's start with the red again. And last time we made this diamond right smack dab in the center. I'm going to make it off center this time, and I think that means I need to move this line half a thingy up. I think that's how it works. Yes. All right. Now we can get to work. So yeah, it means that there will be a diamond on this side and a diamond on this side. So it stays with the whole, just two for each one of these things. So there we go. And just like last time, I'm going to try to keep up with the underlying strings. I wonder if I could just do like 1/4 and flip. That seems really cheaty. All right, we're going to use colors that we used before, just because it's easier. So what you might not, if you're kind of not used to doing this whole like work from the center and flip it thing, this is going to come right back out and there'll be the red diamond here, so it doesn't actually finish making a diamond. And if you picture holding a mirror to this, it means that the orange goes right back out. So that's exactly what's going to happen. That's what we're trying to do.
I meant to do that.
All right, next is 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Hang on, my wife is trying to pass me something while I record. All right, there. So now that's the 2 diamonds on the outside of that. So I'm pretty sure something cool just came, and I'm really kind of disappointed that I'm in the middle of recording while that's happening. But Whoops. But yeah, this is going to be a kind of a lengthy record, so no time for fun. All right, there we go. So that's the orange going in 2 diamonds. So we're going to have the red in the center doing 2, the orange doing 2. Next we go with the yellow. So the yellow comes out. Oh no. I actually cropped out the whole side over here. Hang on. I need to do some repair work. So Control C, Control V. Okay, so that at least gets us past the middle line. When I copy and paste and flip everything, that'll work. Okay. So yeah, whoops. So if I haven't mentioned this in a while, or you're new to this, the program we're using is GIMP. It is a free photo manipulating software, but it does stuff that's like, it's kind of like Photoshop, just different. It's like what Photoshop used to be back when I thought Photoshop was cool. Like if you remember Photoshop 5 before it became like Photoshop CS, it's like that. Okay, so now it goes straight into the yellow like that. Now I don't know what's going to happen in the middle. I know that the edges on this is a little bit weird compared to my normal zigzags. Because there's like one singular dot over on the edges kind of thing. I don't know what that's going to do in the center. Because it's like having 2 bracelets combined, right? So look at that. Okay, we have the orange. We have the yellow. Next is green. Oh yeah, it definitely changes things out a lot. Oh, this is going to be very interesting indeed. Yeah. That does come to there. Wow. Yeah, so this is... It's funny to me, like really, we started out with what I would objectively say is a really silly, easy pattern. It just repeated itself endlessly. Which I have to admit, like those, it's easy enough to make. Does it feel really rewarding? Not as much, maybe. I'm not. I know when I was starting out, early on making bracelets, some of those kind of designs might have been something I would have gotten a kick out of. But as I progressed in my bracelet making, I wanted it to do more. I wanted there to be, you know, a little bit of rhyme or reason, that the brain had to like sit and look at it and say, oh, I see what's going on. This is supposed to look like chains or ripples or, you know, some kind of an effect that was there for your mind to like work out like how or why it does a thing. And I think what we're doing here totally fits that kind of a description. It's, you know, we're working with diamonds that kind of wrap around and come out from behind and stuff. So yeah, there's things that are happening with this that I think kind of gives it a character. And seriously, I was inspired by my own work, which is weird, right? I mean, I'm not sure what I even think about that. That's just, it just feels kind of weird that I had an idea, went with it, and then later was like, oh, you know, this could be different. So yeah. So yeah, you can see I'm filling in some of the ones that I know where they're gonna go. I'm not going completely to the end because obviously I can't even tell which way that, you know, once we get past this point where it goes, but I can get myself up to here so far. All right, time for blue. And yeah, we got blue over here. And you can see that in the center, like we end up with like a singular thing here, which we don't get on the other side. And I knew that, you know, because you add in an extra row when you join two bracelets together, I knew there'd be a touch of something. But yeah, I think that is going to add an interesting look, especially since like this will make just like this little diamond of 4, which is something that doesn't happen anywhere in this part of the pattern. I'm not sure what I feel about that. Like that's going to be a little bit weird, because normally I strive for such a symmetry with my whole work. I like everything to be balanced, and this is just going to be a little bit different. And look at that. So then the blue is comes out to the our end. Mind you, the space up here is in case for whatever reason we needed to extend it a little bit. It kinda, these lines here are like, to me, where the ideal size is, but I left myself some buffer room just in case a pattern really needed it, and I don't think we're gonna need to extend beyond this time. Wow. So this means we are going to see more of the purple than last time. It also means we're going to see more red. So I don't know if this is, if I would use this for a fade or not. I mean, part of me kind of likes the idea of this one being in a rainbow, honestly. It just seems like a kind of a cool idea. And as you can see, we have one blank string coming through. It's so funny. I like when you get down to like the last one, it's so obvious, like, oh, yep, this has to go this way. It's... Whoops. I don't know why, I end up like zooming out, making everything really tiny, and then I struggle with like filling in the boxes. I don't know why I do that. I guess, whoops, put the reds in the wrong spot there, didn't I? Whoops. All right. Yeah, so see over on this side it's really obvious that the purple had to come through because the empty squares. On this side it's a little less obvious how it comes through because it doesn't do anything. And I guess typically I'm more used to what's happening on the left side. How cool is this? So yeah, doing the underlying strings here is especially helpful for me because I still have to work out how the other colors get through and all the way up here to the top. So obviously the purple here is super easy because it's just following the line outside of everything else. So somewhere back here was the red, and it's going to, by the nature of the way the rainbows flow, it's going to be the color that comes out when the purple ducks in. See? Right there. So kind of like the way the colors are getting used this time. Like I had kind of mentioned in the previous video, was if I did this with single strands as opposed to doubling it up, I would be able to go through the pattern from a much further distance out, and this is that. Okay. We can kind of do out the green here. It seems easy because we know the green goes in the center of these boxes. And whoop, ended up painting the black line green on that case, which I don't want. That's obviously a blue. All right, now we know the yellow goes into the middle of the green. Wonder what kind of like colors I have to make like a rainbow that's different. You know what I mean? Like there's pastel rainbows, there's rainbows where the colors are all deep and mysterious kind of colors. I wonder what I have available. Because that's another thing. Like we often talk about like, oh, picking out the perfect colors for things. But sometimes it's more of a case of using what you have. So now you can see that I could have put yellow in this little space right here, but I know that it's the orange that goes inside of the red, right? Because it follows the rainbow outwards. So we know where this goes. So this is a lot of good lessons here for bracelet makers that are interested in coming up with their own things. Knowing that, you know, you're going to use 6 colors. Even if you're looking at this as a fade, putting it in the rainbow makes it so much easier to know which one was supposed to go where, right? Because you're following the colors in their sequential order. And it's so much easier to see the flow, the sequence. You're not trying to go, is that the 4th darkest or is that the 3rd? You know, when it's a rainbow, you can easily just go, look, it's purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So yeah. Now comes the time for me to quick check my work. Make sure that all this stuff is correct. There are a couple cases where, and I don't know why it does this, Control C, Control V, where it doesn't fill in right. I don't know why that is. I saw one up higher too. Where is it? It's like I hit paint in the wrong area. And so it just kind of goes a little offbeat. All right. So now the tricky part is going to be grabbing this up. So it's right on the lines, and we didn't take anything from our sample that we worked from. So there we go. Control C, Control V, and we use the flip tool, and we're going to flip horizontally and grab the moving tool and put it right in onto the lines. There we go. You know what? I am going to use this tool again. And I am going to delete that. Paint it white. Alright, so now we have our top half. I can much easier just grab Control C, Control V. This time we're going to flip vertically. And just give it a skosh to the side to line it up. And that is our bracelet. Look at that. Look at the way it just flows through the colors. That is really, really cool. That's going to be a good looking bracelet. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. leave a like, leave a comment, do all that good stuff. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Before I go, I do want to thank my Patreon supporters for making this possible. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.